All right, it's Wednesday, January 17th. This is an end of the day SPY recap, and today we end up with a two down day that looks like it has a bit of a hammer look to it, and that sets up an actionable signal to the upside, both in terms of the daily chart and in terms of the way we're holding above the yearly open at the purple line if we want to head higher. So that's definitely a trade to look for tomorrow. Today, coming into today, we also had an actionable signal to the upside if price would have opened above the midpoint of the prior day and above the pre-market highs. And you can see here between the blue lines, the pre-market range, price opened up obviously near the bottom of the range. So it wasn't opening up, above the midpoint of yesterday and trying to get a two-up day. And if anything, it opened up lower and gave us a downward bias on the day. So for the day itself, there was actually a put trade on the SPY that I referenced in my videos. The very first bar kind of went down a little bit, but then held, and then we kind of rallied up a little bit. And then when we had this kind of green to red bar here, I bought some puts anticipating the lows of the day were taken out, and that's all that happened. Eventually, once those were taken out, we reversed to the upside. So, once we took that out, we could have obviously stayed down there and stayed red and projected lower into the rest of the week. But since we had that move back up and we closed with a hammer bar and we're above the purple line of the open of the year and the month and everything else, it's exciting to me to look for a long trade. If we can get a two up tomorrow, that could set a target up here initially. We have the weekly chart, essentially an inside week. So, we kind of did start down for the first 2 days of the week, but we're just inside of the prior week. And when you see a green week from last week, it wouldn't be surprising to take out that high. So maybe tomorrow starts the final 2 days, of the week heading up to those highs. We'll find that out. We could end up with just an inside bar. We could continue lower. I mean, I don't know how things are going to open tomorrow, but this is definitely an interesting actionable signal to the upside. The monthly chart is still holding green, and we still have a target, from the yearly chart to eventually take out that 4,800 area. So this could be that little pause to start the month. We took out the high of the month, and then we kind of came down a little bit. We're holding the midpoint of the prior month, and as long as we do that, we still have plenty of time to go. Maybe we end up, strongly green in line with the current trend. So we'll find that out as the month goes on. But for today, for tomorrow, definitely an actionable signal to the upside. Again, we'll see if the opening price action and pre-market range leads us that way. Today, it led us kind of lower. There was just a downward bias, and it was kind of like I said, a green to red move that gave you one opportunity, the way, at least according to the way I track the 15-minute chart to attempt to trade, and in this case it worked nicely down to the intraday lows and a little beyond that. Out of the gates, we saw that the QQQs were a lot weaker than here's the QQQs, here's the SPY. So there was an opportunity. I also bought some NVIDIA puts here, given I saw that was weaker. This one I saw was a little stronger, so I wanted to watch it. But once it rolled over, again, the SPY, I thought it was high probability we were going to kind of work towards the lows of the day in line with the current, bias to the downside on the day. But we always want to see how things close, and because we came up at the end of the day, again, that sets up that hammer bar in order and, actionable signal back to the upside. So it could be like higher highs, lower lows here. And then if we get a two up, we're going to project, back to the higher highs up here. So let's see if that unfolds tomorrow, and if the weekly chart, could resume its, or start getting back above its open and maybe, end up with a green finish to the week. But we will know that tomorrow.